What's up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for clicking on this video. First of all, it is early. Well, early for me anyway. Today, this video is going to be a little bit different, but I'll get to that in just a second. First, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 81 subscribers between like at the very end of January and now I've gained like over 30 subscribers. I had like 50 and then I went to like 80. Y'all, thank you so much. Y'all are outdoing yourselves. I am outdoing myself. I did not think it was gonna be like this. I feel like I just wanted to do it like, it's still the same. I want to do this for an artistic outlet. I just want to experiment, try different types of things. I like editing and I like film. That's always been an interest of mine. So I thought like, why not do it in a place where I could push it out and make something tangible for other people to enjoy. So thank you guys so much for all the interaction that I've been getting, all the love and the support that I've been getting. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys follow me on all my social media platforms with my new intro, which I love. I actually have to say my social medias now, or you won't know. So my Instagram is _AMBI Arts. And so if you want to see any of my nail art, if you want to see any of my drawings, if you want to see any of that stuff, go to _AMBI Art, and there is some stuff for you guys to watch on there, and or some stuff for you guys to look at. I'm still working on pushing out more on my Instagram, but definitely follow me on there and stay tuned for that. My TikTok is _AMBI.N. Definitely go watch that. If I'm not active on anything, I'm definitely active on TikTok. I'm always there while I can be, dog. While I can be. I also have another Instagram. It's called Eyes for Ambria. I saved that one for last because today, you already read the title, so you know why we're here. I'm going to be sharing some of my poetry. Yes, I'm going to be sharing some of my poetry. To know me is to know, because like I said, y'all are still getting to know me, is that I love poetry. I'm actually an avid journaler. I've been journaling on a consistent basis since I was 16 years old. I have a lot of entries. I have a lot of poems that I could read you guys, and I don't really share any of my poems. On my Instagram, Eyes for Ambria, I have like 2 or 3 poems on there. That's all that I have on there though, because I'm trying to like work myself into getting more acquainted with sharing my poetry and sharing my knowledge and sharing all of the gifts that God gave me. So today I'm going to be sharing some of my poetry. I'm actually really nervous, which is probably why this intro is so long, because I'm so nervous. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give y'all 2 poems today. One of them's a little longer and a little deep, and I kind of want to get into the explanation of that. And one of them is very old and really simple. So I'm gonna do the simple one first, and then I'm gonna do the complex one next. And I'm also gonna explain how I'm feeling about them, because I am working on transparency and vulnerability, because your girl has Black woman trauma, or young Black girl trauma, I guess, you know. But which I have mostly overcame. But now I'm working on that vulnerability. I'm working on that commitment. I'm working on all that. Speaking of, my lots are still under here, going very strong. I just needed to change the scenery, y'all. I just needed to. Y'all see how I was looking in that lockup day? See how I was looking? I was looking rough. No such thing as an ugly face, because I'm always beautiful, but I was looking rough. Okay, so I just wanted to be a baddie for a minute, just for a second, because it's giving very much auntie. Yeah, okay, let me stop stalling. Let me stop stalling. Let me go ahead and get into it. I'll be right back. Y'all, here we are, 20 minutes later. I feel like I'm finding every excuse in the book not to read this poetry. I done made me breakfast and everything. Okay, y'all. So this first poem is called My Space. I wrote it January 26th, 2020. Yes, 2020. And the beginning of 2020, I was 16 years old. So this poem is like 5 years old. Yes, I wrote this poem inspired by my room, my space. If you all do not know, well, actually, let me read it first. Yeah. My space. My space is a place where my mind rests when she needs a break. A place where my success is not a race. A place where my body does not ache. I hear Drake play, and every thought I think, I can say. I never have to leave mommy's nest. I never have to take another test. The day does not end, and the night never leaves. The lyrics put my mind at ease, and the feeling makes me never want to leave. I wrote it when I was 16, y'all. Don't come at me. But yes, so if you did not know, I am actually the oldest of 6 children. Growing up, it was just always a lot of commotion. It was a lot of loudness. I have 3 brothers. My sister was very young at the time, and so was my little brother. He was very, very young. So I had 3 teenage brothers growing up while I was a teenager. So it was just a lot of commotion. It was loud. It was just loud. When I say also, I never had to take another test. I went to a accelerated high school, so I took a lot of different tests. Just school overall was just more strenuous on my brain, so that was a lot for me. And yeah, it was just, and I used to be obsessed with Drake. Don't judge me. I was 16. I used to love Drake. I don't know, that was I was so deep, but that was the deepest that I could get with with my comprehension that I had at the time. I just felt that Drake, that old Drake. So yeah, that was my space. It's very old, very short. I'm very also kind of amazed that I did write this at 16 because it is really nice. My introverts can relate. All my introverts can relate to just being in your room. I'm still like that to this day. My room is my sanctuary. My space is my sanctuary. I do not let people into my space like that. So yeah, that was my space. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. So this next one is very deep. I'm actually very, very proud of this one. I love it so much, but I did not date it or name it. It's untitled. I still don't know what to name it. I was trying to come up with a name for it last night. I could not come up with a name for this poem. I feel like it just speaks for itself. If you guys have any ideas on what I should name this poem, definitely comment down below. It's actually written on a sheet of paper with a little doodle beside it. I'm gonna put the scan up here for you guys to see. Yep, so there it is. It was written sometime, I graduated in May of 2022. This was written sometime between August and November of 2022. I do know that for a fact. I do not know the exact day. I do know how I was feeling during that time, and I do remember briefly doodling it. I did not remember the words because I read it and I was like, damn, remember how I was feeling during this point in time. I'm going to talk about that a little bit after I do this one. Oh my goodness, y'all, this one is so exciting. I love this one so much. Untitled. Falling into epilepsies of emotion constantly curates doubt, depression, and fear. Can I function without these fierce factions? My moods like wagons of wool laced with worry. 'Tis heavier than the world on my back. I lack the ability to contain these convulsions, and the world must think I'm insane. True, sometimes I may operate in vain, but my path is one of many lanes. So who is there to blame for my blasphemy? Me, who is simply a minor of my not-so-micro mounds of wounds, or the Joker, who dealt me a bad hand at this lonesome life? I don't know, but this emotional deck of cards will always cause me strife. Whew, that one, oh my goodness, that one is one of my favorites, probably of all time. I love it so much because I feel like I really captured my emotions in that moment. But when I'm really deep in my feelings, that's when I write the best stuff. And so if you cannot tell, if I'm fresh out of high school, this was a very transitional period of my life. It was very transitional. I moved when I was 18 years old to 2 hours away. I'm from a small town. I now live in the capital of my state. So that was a big, big change for me. And a lot of people say, as a self-aware person, a lot of people say, when you grow, you become an adult, all of a sudden you're faced with your traumas, you're faced with shadow work, you're faced to really look at yourself. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was faced to really look at myself and really look at my emotions and really look at certain things and really kind of digest how I was feeling. And I could not do anything but feel, because as a teenager, I was about 19 during this time, or almost 19. As a teenager, I was very closed off. I didn't really open up. You see I have these 4 or 5 journals. I really just wrote in my journals. I lived in my own head a lot. I'm still kind of working on that. That is a downside to journaling, is if you journal often, you have a tendency to live in your own head sometimes. So that's kind of what I was going through. I was just faced with the realities of the world. People is not the same out here than they were back home. And that was just such an adjustment. I was so lost, and I was just learning myself again, learning who I was as a young woman or a young lady rather than a teenager. I was so confused. It was just a crazy time. But overall, I just want to let that poem speak for itself. It's so powerful. I love it so much. One day I might want to perform it at a poetry slam. Here are my 2 poems for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed them. I hope they were concise and cohesive. I hope this video is kind of cohesive. That's all that I have for you guys today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for taking this moment to be vulnerable with me, taking this moment to listen to me. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave a comment on what you thought about my poetry. Maybe comment what you think I should name that second poem, because I do want a name for it, but I don't have one. I have no idea what to name it. Let me know what you liked. Leave a pink heart down below if you stayed to the end of the video. And as always, much love. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.